All right, hello everyone. We're talking about growing food today, and today um, we don't have much in our garden right now, but there are a lot of garlic, kale, some cilantro, and other things that are starting to grow. So, hey Sherry, how you doing? It's good to see you catch me here just for an impromptu live. So I figured that I would just put this up while I do some work. I work on the computer and make maps for my day job. We're hoping to transition into doing more market gardening and growing more food. We've been successful with that this year. So we figured that we would um, try to do some more of that. So we are all about networking with other people. So we figured that we would get introduced to some of the people growing food in town, and there's some people in the neighboring towns next to us that grow food as well. And we recently went to, you may have seen, we did a little short on a Hey Blue Farm, Hey Southern Roots. Yeah, keep leaving messages in the live chat so that I know that you're here and other people know who's here. Um, but we met some people from Fresh Valley Farm, and it was awesome. They grow organic food just like we do, and they've had some of the same struggles as we have this year with wind and pests and infrastructure and just getting started and getting to know their piece of land. So that was really interesting. Um, what we plan to do is put up a greenhouse, and we were talking to those people at Fresh Valley Farm about what they've experienced in their greenhouse, and it was really bad for them actually. With their tomatoes, they just got way too hot, and they lost a lot of plants. They got to be about 8 foot tall, and then no more. They all died off. So it was good to hear from them their experiences, and I can't tell you how valuable that is to get to know people in your area that grow some of the same things that you do, who are using some of the same tools as you are. Hey, Ben's Over Acres, I believe that's Barb. Uh, yeah, we got Blue Farm, Southern Roots, and Barb in here right now. I got notifications coming in. Let's see. Somebody had called. I've been getting a lot of spam calls lately. I don't know about the rest of you, but a lot of spam calls. And so I tried to swipe that away. It started calling them. That was not good. So, uh, so back to the topic of growing food, getting to know people in your area and what they have going on, as well as partnering with those people, seems to be a very fruitful way to spend your time. So getting to know Fresh Valley Farm in Skull Valley, Arizona, was really good. There's some other people in this area too. There are um, some beef ranchers, some cattlemen and cattlewomen that graze beef, grass-fed beef in this area. They've been selling it at the farmers market. When COVID shut down that farmers market, they started kind of their own thing, and we've really enjoyed getting to know those people as well. They have an amazing product. Their beef is just top notch, and some of the best steak I've ever had. So getting to know them has been really good, and they invited us to come and sell alongside of them. And they're not going to charge us anything like the farmers market does. Farmers market charges you $50 to get started selling there, and then they charge you 10% of whatever your sales are. And while that's a good thing to get people to buy the local produce and kind of one-stop shop, hey, yeah, Blue Farm, understand needing to put your kid down for a nap, but you're still going to stay on. That's awesome. So just to remind all of you, we've got a live stream Thursday morning. It's 7 a.m. our time, but it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern, at least for right now, until daylight savings is done, which I think is sometime in November, if I remember correctly. We don't have daylight savings time in Arizona. We just stay on the same time year round. So right now we're on the same time zone as the Pacific daylight savings time, and then when they fall back an hour, we'll be on Mountain Standard Time. So anyway, that's probably more information than any of you need to know. But oh, Blue Farm, you're from Arizona, huh? You've been here before. Been living here before. Yeah, it's nice not having to change the clocks ever. We really like that. It's just keeps the normal rhythm of life going a little bit better, we find. Um, yeah, farmers markets, they're all kind of different, but we found that the one here is getting a little bit, I don't know what the right word is, non-local. People are bringing in stuff from other areas. And like citrus, we can't grow citrus here. So Blue Farm was born and raised in Phoenix. Uh, yeah, you moved to Washington at the end of May 2020. Well, at least you have water up there. We don't have very good water coming out of the sky here, unless it's monsoon season, which is actually pretty cool. When everything's growing and it's hot, we get that water for free out of the sky every once in a while, and it's good. So, yeah, the farmers market here is pretty kind of weird. There are some really good vendors, some small time people who are local, but people brought up citrus from Phoenix and we're selling it, and that's an hour and a half away. So it's kind of weird to be buying stuff at the farmers market when it's traveled from so far away. One of our big priorities is to support our local farmers, and so we like to do that. But yeah, you can't get everything from your local area, right? I mean, coffee is one of the things that we can't grow. In fact, just about nowhere in the United States can you grow coffee except Hawaii, I think. They have the elevation and the temperature good enough to grow coffee. So anyway, some of those things you have to get from other places. We can't grow citrus in this community, so it is nice to get it from people who are semi-local and not from Florida and have it shipped all the way over here. But it is a little misleading when you see people selling stuff that is obviously not from here. Then just kind of makes you more of a skeptic of all the other stuff that people are bringing in. So it's good to know your farmer. It's good to have relationships with people, and ideally, I would love to just trade people. Trade our eggs for other people's asparagus or whatever. It would be really rewarding to be able to just trade, keep the government out of our money so we don't have to pay taxes and all that stuff too. But alas, most people don't grow their own food. So for us, growing our own food is giving us a whole lot of freedom to have the best food possible. Nobody's going to grow it for our family as best as we will. B, it allows us to bless others and give away extras that we have, tomatoes or eggs or whatever we're growing. And then C, it allows us to potentially sell off some of our extras as well and earn some income. Blue Farm, that message went way too fast. I can't see it. Super New Year channel. What kind of animal do you have? What's your favorite thing to grow? Oh, great questions. Currently we have 10 chickens, 10 laying chickens, and 2 dogs. 2 dogs that we rescued. And those are the animals that we have, aside from whatever you could say microbes in the soil and earthworms and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as farm animals go, just the chickens right now. We're looking at properties currently. So right now we're on less than half an acre. We have a good sized garden. It's about 32 feet by 16 feet. And my favorite thing to grow are peppers. Serrano peppers and shishito peppers are probably my favorite peppers to grow. But you know what? Lettuce is really enjoyable to grow as well, and there's just so much. It's hard to pick one thing. Even sunflowers can be my favorite because we have goldfinches that come and eat those sunflower seeds, and the garden just feels totally alive when we've got goldfinches that are surrounding us, and their little calls and songs that they sing to one another is just I don't know. It's wonderful to have those. And then we got hummingbirds and stuff around our garden. We've got a bunch of pollinator plants that we've planted outside of the perimeter of the garden, and so we'll have hummingbirds and the bees and everything else. It's just fun when it's alive. Um, Throughout the winter, we're growing beets and chard and broccoli, kale, and lettuces and cilantro and other things like that. But you know, once the freeze starts, it's everything's slow. It's really slow to grow, slow to grow compost and everything else. So yeah, I love the growing season in the summer. I love growing our own food, and we need to get better at preserving our own food. We've been talking about getting vacuum sealers, and we've got lots of mason jars, but we've aside from making like pickled peppers and pickles and other things like that, we really haven't. Um, you're terrified of bees, but your husband wants to get them. That's the exact same story with me and Danielle. Danielle got stung all over her body when she was, I think, 8 years old. Her dad had a beehive, and they were smoking the beehive. And for some reason, I think she was in the path of them coming into the hive, but I don't know for sure. I wasn't there. I never didn't know her back then, but she got stung all over, and the doctors told her, you know, you may go into shock if you get stung again. She's been stung since then, but hasn't went into shock. We probably should just get an EpiPen, but we haven't done so yet. But I'd really like to keep bees. We buy honey from a local, raw organic honey supplier, and we buy it by the quart in a big mason jar, and their name of their business is the Honey Man, and yeah, it is traumatic. Keep getting some notifications coming in here, so yeah, she's very kind of against it, especially because we have less than a half acre. So even putting it down at the bottom of our property, the beehives would be a little too close for her. But yeah, we're planning to get a new property with my moving in with my parents on a property. They are getting older and need some additional care, and so we're going to try to find a bigger property altogether. And our hope is to have a few sheep, and it's so awesome. We drove by a really cool part of town where they have a bunch of properties that are probably 2 to 5 acres for the most part, and it's probably built in, I don't know, the late 70s or 80s, and everybody had really nicely kept yards and stuff, but a lot of them had horses and even cattle and goats and things like that, and we thought, oh yeah, these are our people. And then we saw a property that was definitely 2 acres or less, and they had 10 sheep on their property, and they had rotated it. You could tell they had rotated the sheep from the left side of the driveway to the right, and the sheep were grazing underneath big oak trees, and the grass was just looking amazing, and thought, oh man, yeah, that would be cool. I'm so excited to see that they're doing it on a pretty small piece of land. And 10 sheep, that was kind of a lot. So they had to have been intensively grazing them, which is our dream. I've studied a lot of soil biology, soil management, and have had quite a few soils classes when I was going to school for my natural resource degree. Blue Farm says we have just under 2 acres. Okay, under 2 acres in Washington. That's awesome. Yeah, with my natural resource degree, there was some options to take classes in fisheries or forestry or soils, and I opted for soils. Soil science is one of the most interesting things. It's like a multi-dimensional chess game, I guess, to manage soils. You got biology and chemistry and physics, and you've got water, and it's an ecosystem, and there's air spaces, and there's rock, and yeah, geology as well. So it's a very interesting science to me to figure out that the soil mechanics, biology, chemistry, and how to amend it and treat it, and maybe even physically rip it with a plow or whatever you need to do to improve the quality of that soil. But getting ungulates, so animals with hooves, or more specifically ruminants, animals with rumen, with multiple stomachs that graze, that is a really great way to improve soil health. But you have to do it intensively, and you have to rotate them. And the mantra is graze a third, trample a third, leave a third. So you want to leave a third of what was there, so that it shades the soil temperature stays moderate throughout the hotter months, and water is retained, and so on and so forth. I could talk about soils until I'm blue in the face. I love learning more about soils, and if any of you know anything about soils, I'd love to hear what you learn. Thumbs up for you, Highland Homestead. Thank you so much, Homestead Aquarius. I think, if I remember, your name's Robert. Maybe I'm wrong. Trying to get everybody's names figured out, and I actually have a little sheet where I've been writing them all down. So, Homestead Aquarius, what's your name? Let me know. Appreciate the thumbs up. Just checking my list to make sure I don't have it already. I don't think so. Robert. My name is Nick, Robert. Homestead Aquarius, Robert. All right. Got it. And on Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, gonna have another live stream. And let's see, Crystal is gonna be on there from Copper Kettle Farms. I think I got the name of her channel right. She's got a lot of subscribers, pretty cool. But she started. Yeah, nice to meet you too, Robert. Thanks for joining in. I'm trying to get some work done when I talk. But Crystal from Copper Kettle Farms, I believe it is, she started and back me up on this. Those of you who know, Homesteaders Hub. Which, if you don't know about it, go look it up. Just search on your favorite search engine. We use DuckDuckGo, and search for Homesteaders Hub. You'll see us there. You'll see our logo and AZ Highland Homestead there, or Arizona Highland Homestead. I know there's some people on a live stream last night who were wondering if it's Arizona Highland Homestead or AZ Highland Homestead. I don't care. Whatever. I just use the abbreviation because it's too long to write out Arizona. In fact, it's too long as it is. Yeah, Blue Farm knows. Blue Farm's in there, and I forget your name. Blue Farm. Are you Nicole? I can't remember. Let's see. Do I have Blue Farm down here? Thought I did. No, I do not. Let me know if I got it right. Blue Farm. Are you Nicole? I can't remember. My memory is not too great. There's lots of new people I've been meeting lately. But yeah, Crystal from Copper Kettle Farms will tell us about how she created Homesteaders Hub. And it's a pretty cool platform. It looks like it's brand new, but it's designed just for us, people who are looking to grow their own and live sustainably and improve the land. We're on the Homestead Hub. We love it. Yes, it's great. There's a few of us on there now, so it's building. But it's really cool. I really like all the tools and everything. And I haven't been on it on the laptop yet, or desktop. I've only been on my phone, and it works pretty good. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Um, let's see. Talking about growing food and getting to know others in your area, so you can talk about all of your successes and failures and partner with them. So I was talking about a cattle ranch nearby that has grass-fed beef available, and anyway, they started up their own kind of thing. Have to go walk the dog. All right, Robert. Yep, I'll hear you. I hear you there, and you can keep listening as you go walk the dog. Appreciate all of you just staying on. I know you probably have other stuff to do, like working like this, but anyway, just wanted to get this up while I was thinking about it. I have just a small window to talk about growing food, and I just wanted to emphasize how important it is just to get to know people. If you find some farmer or some family who's growing stuff nearby, even if it's just eggs or whatever, they've got a little stand up or something. We found Fresh Valley Farm, who's in Skull Valley, just in the town over from us, through Facebook somehow. I don't remember it exactly how, but they popped up as a farm nearby, and they just had a small table on their property, and they gave directions to the property, and they didn't invite you to go tour the whole thing or anything. It was just right at the front, and they had a couple spots to park, and they had a table up, and they had apple butter and apple pie filling and some zucchini and a few other, like, winter squash, some pumpkins, and all their eggs. They've got a bunch of eggs, and apparently they ship their eggs. I need to talk to them more about that and how all that works out. But they ship their eggs, and they're doing a lot of stuff just like us. So it was really cool to meet them, to talk to them about their successes, failures, their greenhouse, how the wind ripped out some of their shade cloth this summer, a bunch of stuff that they're just learning, and they're preparing their land for some more fruit trees and other stuff that they plan to kind of improve as the seasons go by. But they were really welcoming and just volunteered so much information to us. Sorry, I missed that blue farm. Let's see here. Nikki, yep, that's what I thought. All right. All right, Nikki. I got it written down now. So it was really rewarding. I'm outside, Wi-Fi sucks. I'm delayed on video. Yeah, I know the feeling for sure. I have to actually use our laptop, not very far from our house for my live streams usually. Right now I'm on my phone because I'm on my work computer doing work, but I often am just right up against the house because our Wi-Fi doesn't go down to the garden, where I wish I could have the laptop and set it up where I could be in a really cool setting without having some green screen backdrop or something silly. So yeah, I know the feeling there, Nikki. So meeting Fresh Valley Farm, I was pretty excited that they shared so much information with us that I wasn't expecting, and they were very welcoming, wanting to partner with us on stuff. So although we don't have a full market garden that we can sell to restaurants and the public and farmers markets and things like that, we do have, and we plan for it, we have excess food that we grow, right? Like, we can't eat 500 tomatoes when they all come in. So we give some away to family and friends and stuff, but we've really thought about it, and we would love to increase our production. It's what we love to do. It's our favorite hobby. Danielle and I do it together, and our two sons, who are 12 and 14, like to help us with it, actually. At first, they would rather shoot airsoft guns at each other, or Nerf guns or whatever, or go shoot arrows at the 3D deer target that we've got in the backyard for archery, or go fishing or whatever else. But um, once they get started helping us in the garden, they rarely want to stop, and it's pretty awesome for all four of us to be out there together. So it'd be even better if we had like a big greenhouse that we could grow in the winter and grow our starts up and put those in the ground, right before the frost is over. And that's what we did this year. We took a big gamble, put a bunch of plants in the ground early in April. We get the end of our frost is right around Mother's Day, so middle of May. So we put in a bunch of plants, and some of them we had next to our wall. We terraced off all of our garden, so the uphill side is more geothermal, if you will, kind of against the side of the hill, and then the bottom side is kind of a wall that we built up, probably 3 feet high, so that we could stack more soil there and the whole thing could be level. So against the high side is where we planted our plants first. And what we did was we took so we've got electric fence all the way around our chicken coop and run, because we have bobcats, coyotes, javelina. Well, javelina won't get the chickens, but raccoons, I mean, you name it. We got foxes, all kinds of stuff out here in the mountains of Arizona. But we ran that electric fence line underground, and to run it underground, you have to have insulated solid steel wire that they sell at Tractor Supply in a roll of 50 feet or whatever. We only needed about 20 feet of that, so we had 30 feet left over. What we did was we took sections that were, 3 feet long, and we had an 18-inch bed, I think, at that wall. Is that right? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. We made an arc out of it, out of that underground wire, because it holds its shape real well. We just stuck each end on each side of the bed, and then we took actually it was just like a painting tarp or something, like a piece of plastic, and we just put that over top of these arches that we made, and we put the arches every 5 feet or something like that, and 4 or 5 feet, and then just had this plastic ground cloth to cover our carpet or whatever for painting inside, and just drape that over it just to keep the frost from really hitting the plants too hard. And I'll tell you what, it worked well. And each day we would just come out and pull that thing back and put rocks over it so it wouldn't blow away. And then at night we'd just kind of tuck them in for bed and put that over top of them again. And sure enough, our plants survived. So extending the growing seasons, that's something that is definitely on our mind now that it's starting to get cold again. And it'd be great to have a greenhouse, but where we're at right now, it's just not possible. And we've got some changes coming up, like moving in with my parents on a bigger property. So since that's coming, getting a greenhouse and all that's not really what we want to do. So hey, that must be Jeremiah. I just saw Benzo Raker say hi to Bullfrog. I can't see all these comments. It's the first time I've done it on my phone. But here we go. Now I found them all. All right. Let's see. All right. So I think Robert from Homestead Aquarius is still out walking the dog, listening. Blue Farm, Nikki from Blue Farm is on here, I think, still outside with Wi-Fi struggles, delayed on video. Jeremiah from Bullfrog Backyard Homestead. It's easy to remember your name. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Howdy. Getting ready to drive the bus, but stopping in to say hey for a few. Thanks for stopping in, Jeremiah. Appreciate that. And then Barb from Ben's Over Acres says, hi, Bullfrog. Hey, Shelly on the Pine Tree Hill. What's up, Shelly? Good to see you. Just talking about growing food a little bit. So we were talking about, in April, we got an early start. And it was kind of a gamble, but it really worked out for us. So any tricks that you all might have to extend your growing season and just get more plants in the ground for the season, let us know those if you've got ideas. We're always learning, looking to learn more. So let's see. Partnering with other people is something that we're really going to focus on this year. Whether it's folks like you on YouTube all throughout the country, or it's people locally. We plan to do both and just really build our base of people that we'll consider family in this homestead journey that we've got going on. It's really important to us to find other people, not just to partner with physically with, hey, I've got extra tomatoes. Oh, I've got extra zucchini. Great. Let me get half your zucchini. You can have half my tomatoes, and we can both try to sell it or give it away to friends or trade it to people or whatever. But also with other homesteaders on YouTube like you guys, it's really important to us to develop relationships with you, learn what's working, learn about your successes and failures, and the collective wisdom that all of us will have from years of building community together will be a really powerful thing to help feed our families and feed our communities, and just bring the best food possible to the table. So that's what our journey is all about, is providing the best food possible for our family and the families in our community, and learning and growing and sharing that with others. So I guess that's where I'm going to leave it today. Thanks to all of you for joining me. Just a little half hour of chatting it up about growing food. Thanks to all of you who've joined in, Sherry and Nikki and Jeremiah and Robert and Shelly and Barb, anybody else who was on. Sorry if I missed you, but really appreciate it. It's very encouraging to see people joining in on a live chat when I haven't really had that many live streams, and really haven't known all the people that we've connected to throughout the years. So hey, Sweeney's Creek Farm, that is Steve. Did I get that right? I think you're down under, aren't you, Steve? Let's see, I think I wrote your name down last night. Steve and Julianne. Is that right, Steve? Let me know. I'm going to hang out here for just a minute to see if I got that right. I'm hoping that I get people's names correct. Yeah, I got it right, mate. All right, well, with that, that's a good note to end on. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining me. I'm Nick from Arizona Highland Homestead, and we'll have more videos for you real soon. All right, take care, y'all.